What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Titan Sector podcast. If you are a Titans fan, this is the place to be, and we appreciate you guys being here. The takes are always going to be hot, and the passion will be real. The opinions are sure to collide. My name is Van. This over here is Ghost. Let's jump right into it. So on today's podcast, we are going to be giving you guys a peek behind the curtain and giving you guys some background on us truly, these two guys. We want you guys to know us. We want you to know our background, where we're from, what started this whole thing, and how we got here in front of you guys. And we certainly appreciate y'all tuning in on our very first inaugural podcast episode. So we're excited to do it and excited to be in front of you guys. So Ghost, what do you think, man? What you got?
All right, man. So what we're going to do is, like you said, we're just going to cover our backgrounds and where we came from. I'm TJ. I'm from Mount Vernon, Ohio. Been a Titans fan. Well, there's a little bit of backstory about that. But how I became a Titans fan is, I was always like infatuated with football. I had this like wooden helmet that I used to trace and draw different kinds of helmets on them. I was just always infatuated with at like a young age, like 8, 9, 10 years old. So I used to do that, and I was like jumping from teams. I like the Bengals because of Tigers, and I like the Jets because of the green, and the Raiders because of silver. And my stepdad watched the Dolphins, and so I kind of became a fan of like Dan Marino and the Dolphins for a little bit. And I finally told myself, I was like, I need my own team, and I need to settle. I didn't quite understand football yet. I was just like, I know I like this thing, but I got to really kind of dig deep. So I had been a Buckeyes fan ever since basically I was born. Central Ohio, you're in the thick of it. You almost have to be. And I was a huge Eddie George fan. And I said, wherever he gets drafted, it's going to be my forever team. And that was the Houston Oilers.
Man, it was fate.
It was fate, bro.
Your fate was wrapped up in Eddie George's Heisman hands.
Right. And I mean, the first few years were chaotic. I was like, wait, now I'm not an Oilers fan already. I'm a Titans fan, but I stuck with them. So, favorite player of all time? That kind of gave you the answer. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's going to be Eddie George. Man, it's huge. I mean, he had his restaurant here. It just runs deep. He's still pretty heavily involved in Columbus and things like that. Never met the guy, never talked to him, but man, he was a huge influence on me growing up. So watching him with the Titans and the Ray Lewis rivalries and Super Bowl, and I can watch that YouTube video of him and Ray Lewis talking about the rivalries on loop.
It's the best, man. Those two guys on game days were freaking just gladiators.
When Ray Lewis said he looked Eddie George in the eye and he said, if they blink, you got him. And he said, that man did not blink. It just gets me fired up. So beyond that, my most painful Titans moment in the history of my Titans fandom.
There's been a few.
What was that?
I said there's been a few to choose from.
Yeah, there's been a few, and I think it will maybe forever be the Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't know that I understood the gravity of it then. I was just like, oh man, we came up short. But like being here now in like 2026, age 41, like the Wizenhunt era, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, wow, that was something, wasn't it? Yeah. So that's still a very, very tough pill to swallow. So that is definitely the most painful Titans moment for me. And lastly, about Ghost, why I wanted to start the show, or why we wanted to start the show. It always been on my mind. I'm a baby in Twitter years. Like I literally just started like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Started to get some traction with a jersey swap. After the jersey swap, I did some like video cut ups and stuff like that. And like people were starting to like follow me a little bit. I got like a couple hundred followers. Was starting to interact with people a lot more. And that was the whole goal initially, was just to like try to inject myself in the community. Being in Central Ohio, all you do is get crap from people for being a Titans fan. I don't get any, there's no positivity around it. I've just endured it my whole life. So even though I never understood it, because the whole reason it happened was because of Ohio State.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. Now Now everybody out here understands your slightly defensive nature a little better.
Yeah. It still ticks me off to this day. But so yeah, after that, I mean, started to get some traction. Then the rebrand became kind of official. Like there was some like murmurings about it. I've been a designer most of my life. Not just I freelance, I dabble, but really art is kind of a passion of mine. Always has been. I was like, oh, do these mock-ups. The jersey swaps worked out. Started doing uni mocks. People were like liking it. Got better mock-up kit. People really started liking it. I was like, well, I'll take my artwork, and I started to integrate AI into my process. Started making the helmets. Then people started featuring me on podcasts. MCA had me on. Not me personally, but had Mr. Titan had my helmets on there.
Yeah.
Zach Cohen kind of shouted me out a few times. And next thing I knew, I was pushing 1,000 followers. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what made me like think maybe a podcast is the next step to like further injecting myself into this this community. And I love it, man. I'm super passionate about it. Now that I have like a community of Titans fans that I can like either commiserate with or celebrate with, it's awesome to me because I've been watching it alone for a very long time. So
yeah, it's a
here
great
we are,
feeling.
me and Van.
Yeah.
Look at us. It's like Rick Rudd or wait, not Rick. What's his name? Paul Rudd on the Hot Wings show. He's like, look at us.
Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Look at us. Yeah, man, your artwork is incredible. And shout out to you because anybody that's watching this, everything on this channel, any graphic designs is coming from the genius of this guy over here. So shout out for all your hard work there. Yeah, man. So to give you guys that are watching a backstory for me, so I'm a native Texan. I grew up, born and raised near San Antonio, Texas. And, you know, in the 80s and early 90s, it was Dallas Cowboys or bust, right? That was America's team. And that was, if you didn't root for Dallas, it was almost like you didn't go to church on Sunday. It was just, you didn't do it. And I was that kid. I couldn't stand him. I don't know why, to be honest. I just bucked the trend. I hated the Cowboys. And, you know, then we had the Oilers in Houston. And those were not good years for the Oilers, in all honesty. You know, there's a lot of tough years. But, man, I loved the colors. I loved watching Warren Moon run and shoot. Ernest Givens, Lorenzo White, Haywood Jeffries, man, like all those guys. I just loved. And as a young kid, very similar to your story, I loved football. You know, I would go to bed listening to sports radio at night. I was a homeschooled kid my whole life. And so my mom would always tell me, like, why do you have the radio on? I was listening to Jay Mariotti out of Chicago, you know, probably hearing some stuff maybe I shouldn't, or maybe my parents didn't want me to hear, just dreaming as a nervous little kid. Can I call in? And I actually called in the show a couple times. Probably sounded horrendous, but, you know, that's kind of where my passion for sports discussion started, and I was always passionate about sports. I would write articles about games that I saw on my little TV the next day, and it just started from there. And football was always something that drew me. I don't know why. It was just natural. So fast forward from there, my family moved actually up to Memphis the same time that the Oilers moved to Memphis, which I think was 1997. And, you know, they played in that horrendous Liberty Bowl, and that was tragic.
You mean the Tennessee Oilers?
Okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The Tennessee Oilers. Yeah.
They are also ours. Yeah, that's also our history.
Exactly. Some forget. We've been talking about that on X. We know. And then they moved to Vanderbilt. We moved up to Nashville. We saw them in Vanderbilt. That was pretty cool. And so really, you know, it's been kind of a thing that I've followed my whole life. You know, I wasn't always in a position financially to go to games and to get out there, but it was always a passion for me. I worked in construction with my father when I was in my teen years, and we actually did some work for Jeff Diamond at the time at his residence. And Jeff Diamond was in the office of the Titans during the Super Bowl run. So we had some cool, you know, just cool stuff as a kid and teenager you're just enamored with, you know. And so I've followed the Titans ever since then, and man, just, you know, absolutely love them. Now, from there, my favorite Titans player of all time, you know, that's so tough, man, because I'm somebody who gets connected. You know, I'm connected to players, and I see each of their individual values, and there's so many great answers to that, you know. And unlike you, with your Ohio State connection, I don't necessarily have that type of a background. But for me, I'd say probably the lead for me was Javon Curse, because he was just such a freak. And Yeah, I know that's his nickname. But like when I was young, I looked at this guy. He's like a freak athlete, you know? And when he came in, immediately impactful on the defensive line, setting the rookie record in sacks and getting us to that Super Bowl. Oh, you know, that defensive line. Oh, it was just sick, man. And I'm a guy
Titans on the map, really. Him, and that season, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when he hit that cover of Sports Illustrated for the Super Bowl, oh man, I was like, yeah, we've made it. We made it, you know?
That's real.
Yeah. So I just, like I'm an offensive guy. Like I'm a fan of good offense, and I always lean that way. But he just was just an absolute monster, and good dude. Loved watching him play. It was just it was fantastic. It was amazing. He's a great player. I would say probably my most painful Titans memory is I have to remind myself where I'm at. I think the Super Bowl is a pretty simple answer for me here, but I'm going to go different because to your point, at that time, I was like 18. I don't think I knew it would be 25 years until we got, so I was like, I don't think I knew it was such a huge thing, and man, it was crushing. I was watching it live, obviously, like all of the Titan fans were, and seeing that 1 yard short, you just, after that McNair scramble, you're like, we got it, the momentum. So that was crushing. But for me, man, I would honestly say the playoff loss to the Bengals was my absolute
that was a tough one, bro.
That was my most crushing as a Titans fan. I just went into a dark cave for like a few days because, I think all of us felt like, man, we've got this. It's in the bag. It was our home playoff. We had the home field advantage that year.
We had a chance at a game-winning drive, which we always knock those down. Tannehill would clutch up. I thought we were out of it. I was like, okay, he's going to get it. And I was like, I saw that ball. I was like, no. I was like acting it out in my living room, I just like fell to my knees like, no. Bat it down.
It was legitimately like slow motion when he threw that ball. And I'm like, this is the end, like that James Bond song. I was like, And nine sacks, my God. I could go on all day, but that was probably, because that was a year I just felt like we were Super Bowl bound, like we were going to get there again. And so, man, for me, that was the most crushing. So about this podcast, why I wanted to start it, I've always been passionate about sports takes, about broadcasting. Like I said, listening to sports radio growing up, and it's always been something that, honestly, in the back of my mind, I wanted to do. And I think that what I wanted to do was create a space for Titans fans to come, to be entertained, to have fun, and, meeting you and vibing with some of the people in the Titans community. And like you said, I live in Alabama now, in North Alabama, only 2 hours away from the stadium. You're even further apart. But being 2 hours away doesn't mean you're close to any fan base, and I'm really not. So having that connectivity, man, is central. I want to bring the Titans fan base together because I feel like we're so much stronger together. We don't feel isolated, negative, all that jazz, even when there's, tough times, Callahan. But everything is there. And I want to bring a space that, that we can provide some entertainment to these awesome fans of ours out here that we vibe with, and hopefully they like it. So yeah,
absolutely.
That's where I'm at, man.
It's a great reason.
Yeah.
Great reason.
I think so. Thank you.
All right, man. So what we'll do, we'll move on there. There's we got a few more questions, just kind of like to work through. We'll do this one in a little bit different format. Like I'll read a question, he'll read a question, but we'll both answer them. So I got the first one, Van. I'll let you start. But it's, what made you a Titans fan for life?
Man, that's a great question. I think that I had, as a child, like you said, I had some other teams and players that I enjoyed. Now that I'm a father of sons, I got 4 boys at home. I see the same in them where they're like, oh, I really like DK Metcalf, or man, Jay Jett is sick, and you appreciate that talent. And I had that same thing with players growing up. I loved to watch John Elway play, or Dan Marino was a good, just appreciating excellent athletes. And I think we still do that. But for me is I wanted something that I could get really ingrained in, a foundation that I felt like this is a team and this is something that I want to root for the rest of my life, ride or die. I'm a ride or die dude. I'm a loyal guy. And, I think that's what it was. And I think the Dallas Cowboy thing probably helped in Texas because I like being different, which maybe that sounds weird, but I just like being different. I didn't care if they won or they lost. And there was a lot of losing, but I just really liked being different. And I love the organization. When it moved up to Nashville and my family was there, I was getting into my teenage years and I just felt way more connected. We built the stadium. And I just felt like it was, hey, this is where I live, and that really absolutely solidified my fandom with the Titans. So it's been since then. That's it.
Absolutely.
What about you?
So, I mean, I was obviously it helped that just a few short years after, I had that little stutter step. I was like, we're not the Oilers anymore. Like this, I just made this decision like not too long ago. But
identity crisis.
Honestly, I love Greek mythology. I'm a huge nerd for Greek mythology, and when they went with the Prometheus flame and the fireball in the helmets and the I don't know, people call it the thumbtack or the sword. I always thought it was like a T etched in stone. I guess you could look at it either way. I really don't know what it was, but man, that thing, I loved it. I thought the two-tone blue was like a nice touch. I did miss the Oilers colors just because.
Yeah.
Guess what? They're back. So
they're back. They're back and they're hot.
So, I weathered all those storms, the Super Bowl, and I wavered again early on when we just started letting our heroes go, man. You know what I mean? The Javon Curses, the Derek Masons, the Steve McNairs, and I was like, "What are we doing? Like, what? Yeah. Like, what are we thinking?" And then Vince Young got me hyped up. Yeah, that didn't quite pan out, but our Ryan Tannehill of the early 2000s, Kerry Collins, I just brought him up as a backup, and he just started balling out. CJ 2K, man, he locked. I was dialed in after we had some CJ 2K. That guy, I had never been so fired up about a team watching him. It's just every time he touched the ball, it was just electric.
Magic. Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I was like, he's like splitting safeties. Like, and the thing was he wasn't huge, but I don't know I can't remember what team it was. It might have been the Texans. Like, he drilled a guy just helmet to helmet. Yeah. He's like, it like sent him back and he just kept running and he still burned everybody or took it the distance, man. Like, so he had power and he just was so nonchalant about it. There was just something so cool. He was like, to me, in Titans fandom world, he was like Jordan to me, man. He just made it look so easy around the people around him. It is a bummer he only had that one team to kind of make noise with, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was dialed in after CJ 2K. I was like, this is why I watch Titans football.
He was, man. He was effortless. And that was a great analogy because honestly, man, that was some really exciting times. Every play, you never knew what was going to happen with CJ. He was like Tyreek Hill before Tyreek Hill was Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? He would be walking into the end zone, and people would be 20 yards behind him, and he'd sit the ball down, do his little dance, and just go sit down. He wouldn't say a word. Or they'd put him in a oxygen mask because he just ran his third 80-plus yard touchdown of the game or something. You know what I mean? So the guy was just incredible.
He's one of those ones. It's like, you might not ever see another one. You know what I mean? Totally. It's a bummer he got injured and what happened and everything. But man, CJ 2K, one of my heroes.
Well, we go from the highs of the highs to maybe talking about a low. So tell me a moment that you think almost broke you as a Titans fan. Maybe put your fandom into question.
I was going to say this earlier when we started letting everybody go, but I just used that one. But man, the Wizenhunt years, man, were hard. With that Tommy guy at the top, that guy was the most boring human being. Like, thinking of every way you could make the Titans as boring as possible. You got hires Wizenhunt. You got oh man. What was his name? The safety. Every week in the locker room, he'd do his interviews, and he's just pissed. Bernard Pollard?
No, I don't know.
He came from the Ravens.
Gosh, I know. You might be right.
What is his name? I don't know. I just remember every week he was just pissed at everybody because nothing was clicking. It wasn't what he was expecting. It wasn't what we were expecting. We were just losing and losing and losing. And Wizenhunt was like Mike Vrabel light all the time, but with half the like aura. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So, he didn't have any aura.
I literally was like, I don't know if this is a hole that we will ever get out of. But it ended up turning around pretty quick once that the Tommy guy at the top, the owner guy, gave it up because that guy was not doing anything for us positively. That's for sure.
No, that he was. You summed it up. He was the most boring person we've ever employed.
They like roll him up to the press conference and be like, "Hi, I own the place. What's up? Want to talk about something? Not Titans because I don't know anything about them. Let's talk about
those years. Those years were rough. I didn't think we'd replicate them ever until Callahan was around. There we go again.
That was that one was so tough. At least Wizenhunt knew football, right? 100%. I mean, we were like seeing things we it's like they one-upped that whole era because we're like, dude, one cheek is 2 feet. One cheek, 2 feet. And then he didn't review that. Next thing you know, he's reviewing a useless third down in like the first quarter. I'm like, bro, Callahan, what is your problem, man?
I think some of us that play Madden could have done better. I'm going to be honest. I mean, that was just, I don't know where the breakdown was, but it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. For me, this is pretty cliche. I don't like to be cliche, but I mean, it's just legit, and it's shared experiences. I think we all have them, so we're just going to be there. But for me, it was A.J. Brown getting traded, and it was the whole John Robinson, and I put Vrabel in there too, because, I don't know. I didn't worship the grail that he stood on. Like, I did not. I wasn't that guy. But that whole ending of that John Robinson era, but oh my gosh, man, the night that we traded him on draft night, it broke me. I don't know if I'd felt something like that, even with the Wizenhunt era and the losing, because to me, the difference was, kind of like watching Callahan, right? When we watched Callahan, we knew we're probably going to lose. We're not going to lose, but we hoped for a win. When we had AJ, I thought, man, this guy is a franchise wide receiver. We drafted him. Like, we're not letting him go. Let's get this cat breaking our records for our franchise. He is a beast, him and Tannehill. We had Henry. When we traded him, I thought, oh, my God, we have lost our ever-loving mind.
Like, how it happened. It was not only did we trade him, but we traded him for peanuts to pick up another wide receiver that we had. It was a lottery ticket. Like, we knew what we had. All we had to do was pay him for what we didn't know in Traylon Burks, which now know. It was a loss. Obviously, he's not here anymore. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know what they were thinking. That was tough. I feel like I had the same reaction to that I did the interception for Ryan. I was like on my knees and because I was watching the pick.
Well, they weren't far separated. Let's be fair. You know what I'm saying? Historically, they weren't far.
Oh, and how they do the draft, like. It says trade or whatever. You're like, oh, okay, cool. What, we moving back? We getting a couple picks? I was like, no, when it popped up AJ Brown, dude. I was seething with rage. I was like, I can't rewind it.
What made it so much worse on the national stage was that inside the freaking war room view of Vrabel and Robinson and him and it was just like, now we're just a joke. Because, everybody's like, why would you trade AJ Brown? And then you got the coach that everybody beloved at the time nationally walking away. And, and it was horrible. I felt like we had hit freaking rock bottom. I knew at that moment, put it this way, rebuild was coming. Now, granted, did I think it would be this type of rebuild or this long? No. But that one almost broke my spirit. I mean, that was pretty rough.
Well, I think we knew what was coming. I was like we knew everything we had achieved to that point was predicated on Henry, Brown, and Tannehill. And the play action, that was like the root of our play action game, which was the most dangerous in the league. Yeah. And it was like, what do we do now? Traylon Burks is not going to do that, at least not immediately. He's a glorified gadget guy who wrestles boars or something like that. Whatever that was all about. Or maybe that was Rashaan Evans, one of them. Maybe they chased boars together. I don't know. I don't know where ridiculous like I don't know where boar wrestling comes in on the RAS, but it's probably not right. Okay, Cool. And you have asthma. Can we have any other credentials?
I forgot about that. That's rough, dude. That's rough.
Oh man. All right. It's about like, don't get me on a tangent.
You're close. You're very close.
Yeah. They're starting to see what Ghost is all about. He'll get ranting. All right. So next one is best jersey you own or favorite jersey you own.
Yeah, so this one's cool. So I'm not one of those guys like you see on X-Man. I don't know. It's like Preston. I love Preston. Shout out Preston. If you watch this, but he's got like 3,000 jerseys. That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah, I have 4.
I wish I could. I don't know. I might have 4 or 5, honestly. So I decided on this one. What I'll do is I'll show you probably my most unique, which I think is also cool, and I love it. But one of my favorite just to wear is the CJ2K jersey that I was wearing during the Carnell Tate draft night pick. So this is it. So we're going to show it off here. This is the red Frank Wycheck, right?
Oh, that's tricked everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Right? But here's where it gets weird. Okay? Signed by Jeff Fisher. How about that?
Nah, that's a curveball. Yeah. That's what I would call a curveball. I thought you were going to say Wycheck. No,
so how about that? Frank Wycheck, signed by Jeff Fisher.
You're that guy. You take up another player's jersey. Hey, Jeff. Hey, sign my jersey?
He's the coach. All right?
There's correlation. There's correlation.
He's the coach. It's not like I had freaking, Jeffrey Simmons sign it. But no, I just thought that's probably the most unique. The red, that's the only one of those reds that I own. And then I love Wycheck, man. Love Wycheck. He was like, oh, dude, I loved him watching him grow up. So anyway, that's probably the most unique, fun one. What about you?
So I do not have any unique ones. Mine are pretty straightforward. A couple of them are new. But I think my favorite one, so I always tell myself, I just recently bought Cam Ward. And I usually tell myself I'll only do players if I consider them like legends of my team. Yeah. Because it never dies. If they could get traded, they could go in free agency. Those feelings will never die with me. 100%. So my favorite one that I got for a really great deal because the Rand Carthon string of bad shit decisions made us lose Derrick Henry. And I got my first Oilers throwback jersey. 22, Derrick Henry. It's not signed. Being Ohio, I don't see many Titans players. And it's a 5-hour drive, not a 2 van. So, it's Derrick Henry.
It's beautiful.
Where I like it because obviously it's Derrick Henry, running back. The running back that started it all for me, up from the Oilers. Yeah. Talked to him and got him out of his rut that one time. I thought that was awesome. And then he had that freaking Jags game. That was another huge moment for me. And he's just rumbling, dude. Just boom, like throwing him out of the building all the way down. So, Derrick Henry, he's an all-timer for me. Oiler throwback, 22.
That's awesome.
That's my favorite jersey.
Yeah, that 99-yard run was epic. It was amazing.
It was good. And what was crazy, what always ticked me off about the run was like the dang Jags didn't even look like they were trying. It's like they knew they weren't going to get it. So all the tackle, like people were saying, like, oh, they just run. Like it doesn't matter. He's still throwing grown adults like they're toddlers. It looks like those mascot games with the kids.
That's so true. I love those games, man. Seeing a kid just get
the Colts guy is diabolical. The Colts mascot. Like he's bouncing his gut or whatever at people, or maybe that's the Jags. I don't know. They're both
that's
dumb.
The Colts. I took 2 of my boys to the Pro Bowl a couple years ago, and we watched that mascot game. And it was probably the most fun that I had seeing them just stiff arm a kid into oblivion. It was amazing. It was amazing. Hey, when you put on a suit, nobody cares about child protection anymore.
Yeah. I guess they think because they're like padded up and helmeted up. But man, there's some CTE being just like early development there.
Just dished out on a silver platter. So, hey, you put a great segue into those mascot sucking. So let's talk about our rival fan bases. So what do you think about those? What fan base grinds your gears the most? Who You know, which one? Which is just the worst.
I know people say the Colts. It used to be the Jags for me, but man, over the years, the Texans just the design guy, just starting as the Oilers, becoming the Titans, seeing the whole transition, understanding how it all went down. I know they probably can't read good, whatever. I can only be so understanding. But listen, let's talk about it. It's the Houston Oilers got rejected by their fans.
Yeah.
Picked up and moved everything to Tennessee to then be the Tennessee Oilers. And then when they heard their fans there, wanted their own team, rebranded to the Tennessee Titans. That's it.
That's it.
Bang, a boom. 1, 2, 3. It's all one fluid motion. It's all the same team. I don't care about your cop cars. Like, let's talk about something that is not surprising. A cop car with red, blue, and white on it. Okay.
Oh, it's just earth-shattering evidence of their ownership.
Yeah, right. I saw somebody responded to that with a literal Nashville Metro police car that had the same blue on it.
It's light blue. Talk about reach.
It's obnoxious. So it's right now the Texans for sure.
Well, I'll make this easy because, here's the deal. I'm going to give you a couple answers. The one that annoys me the least is the Jaguars right now, which is crazy for me to say because at one point they were like right there, and surprisingly, even though there's that one extremely obnoxious, this is our Colts, this is why we love them, dude, which, man, don't you just want to party with that guy?
The only thing that pisses me off about him is how he throws that football. Like a shot put.
Yeah. highly skilled, highly athletic. Man, it's the Texans. It's the Texans for me. I think there's just so much recency beef that's gone on over the past decade, we'll call it. Why do they act like they got something over there? I don't know.
Like when they literally have
act like that.
Like you can literally Google what team has the least credentials or wins or awards or anything in the NFL.
It's them.
And you know what? The only thing that rivals them is the Jets.
Yeah, 100%.
It couldn't be more clear.
And
useless franchise.
The only thing I was ever worried about with the Texans was Andre Johnson, and if he was going to beat up Cortland Finnegan. That was the only.
D-Hop, Andre Johnson.
Well, yeah, D-Hop, 100%. But man, their fans are just so difficult to deal with. I like to try to have logical conversation. You just can't have it.
We're talking to you, Cliff. If you're watching, we're talking to you.
So look, hey, they definitely have had our number the last couple of years, but to be fair, who hasn't, right? So, we're feeling some pain. But man, that's it. I'm going to keep it simple. Texans. That's it.
All right, man. So next phase here, we're going to go ahead and go into, we're going to kind of swing back into a familiar topic that we talked about a little bit earlier, but we're going to go a little bit deeper. And that's why this podcast exists. And I guess, so we'll kind of do this one in the same format we did the last one, kind of ask the question and then kind of talk about it a little bit. And I guess what do we think makes this show different? Like, what do we tell our fans or possible fans or viewers, what they're going to see here that they don't see at other podcasts or Titans podcasts?
Yeah. Well, I want to recognize all the other people out there in this community that are trying to grind and give good podcast and good stuff out there and good content for all of us fans. Because, man, I appreciate all those guys, and I don't get a chance to watch every single minute of everybody. Nobody does. Nobody does. But so I can't speak necessarily to the fans watching us right now. Everything that's going to be minutely different. But one thing that you can expect, I think, when you come to the Titan sector is that we're going to be a place that brings a casual yet passionate, fun, energetic, and also, at times analytical and deep review of the Titans and this team that we all know and love. What we want to do is we want to bring in people, bring in guests, keep the show relevant, keep it interesting for you guys, because what we're doing is we're looking at what's interesting to us. What is it that we think? How do we feel? And what out there do we want to know moving forward? So There's a lot of stuff coming up that we have planned for future episodes that I think you guys are going to love. And you just have to stay tuned. But for me, I think just being a nice casual place where people can come, pop in the earbuds, listen to us at work, listen to us in a drive. Don't have to worry about an hour-long, 2-hour-long podcast. I think you're in the right place. I think that's what I would say.
Yeah. I would say approachable, or digestible, however you want to say it, easy to engage with. Yeah, we're two dads, two family guys. We want to hop on, do some of this stuff, have some fun conversations. We want to dial up the humor, but we still want to keep it serious. We want to have these conversations, show that we're real Titans fans. We've been entrenched in this stuff for a long, long time. And we want to share that enthusiasm with our crowd or our fans, or what we will lovingly refer to you guys as, and we'll talk a little bit later, the Sector Underground. So that's kind of what we're looking to give or provide. Emphasis on the fun. I'm a big joke guy. I love to trash talk. I love witty comebacks or whatever. You'll probably, if you get that vibe from a post on our Twitter, it's probably me. So if you don't just see me in the chat riling it up, but that's me. That's kind of my vibe or whatever. But it's always comes from a good place. So it's going to be a fun, safe Titans fan experience is what we're shooting for.
Yeah. So tell everybody out there that's watching how this started, how you and me started, where our friendship started.
All right. So this is funny because it was out of nowhere. I was just off doing my own thing. I was doing the mock-ups and everything. I would hear from Van. I saw Van. He was doing some cool stuff throughout the community, helping people replace items from flyers, I think, or something like that. And it's things that just attract me to this community. Van was in the thick of that stuff. So one day I had posted, they had the rebrand or whatever, and I saw those posters. That poster behind him, it's this poster right here, but you can't really see it because I look like a e-girl or something on this. My lights. Whatever, it is what it is. But so I wanted one of those things so bad. Again, I'm a designer, artist by nature. A lot of this art on my wall I did that you see. So I was like, man, I would love, I'm so jealous of those posters. I just posted it randomly just for fun, to be funny or whatever. Didn't get a lot of traction, but a few days later, I get a message from the Haley chick, or Hey Bae, as she's lovingly referred to on X. Yeah. And she's like, hey, Van told me that you were interested in one of those posters. I was like, yeah, I am. What are you talking about? What are we talking about here? And she's like, hey, I got an extra one. Would you want it? I was willing to pay whatever the shipping was or whatever. I was like, yeah, what's that? Let's get it knocked out. I gave her my address. She sent me the shipping information, sent her the money in Venmo. A few days later, I have this beautiful poster hanging up in my on my wall. So fast forward a little bit. I can't remember what kind of started, but Two-Tone Bandit, he messaged me one day, say, hey man, I'd love to have you on my pod, trying to bring the community together. Something I'm also kind of passionate about, being from Ohio, meeting new people. I was like, oh yeah, man, I'll be on your pod. Hop into a pod. I thought I was logging into a one-on-one pod with Bandit, by the way, and it's free for all. My crash course to podcasting was, I think RJ was there, Ice Titan was there, all kinds of guys. And another guy that was there was Van. So through that, we just became even closer. We started talking, exchanged numbers, started texting. He knew I had some design chops or whatever, marketing and whatnot. And I saw in him that he has really good mic and video skills and everything. It just kind of happened. Literally, we were having a conversation about it. Literally, I popped over some visual ideas. We locked it in. we got the streaming software, put it all together, and now we're recording this video. Video one. Let's see where it takes us.
Yeah. Yeah, it was literally that fast. I mean, it was. This man works at the speed of lightning. It was crazy. But yes, I'll tell you, man, just to echo that, the community is awesome. And we owe a lot to Two-Tone Bandit as well for bringing the community together and giving us a space. to talk and to jive and to bounce ideas off of one another. And it was immediately apparent to me, the type of dude that you are, and just kind of like the humor. I love humor, man. I'm not always the funniest guy sometimes, but I can hit a moment every now and then.
I can't stop. I think it's funny. I laugh at it. You'll notice I laugh at all of my jokes.
You do. Look, as a former homeschool kid, I can tell you got to be your biggest fan.
Yes.
So that is the single most important thing. But yeah, man, you hit the nail on the head. So that's to everybody out there watching. That's how we got here, and we're happy to be here. Like you said, first time. We'll see where we go. Ghost, I think we answered a couple of the other questions we had written down, essentially about what kind of style we're going to do, kind of if we're serious or whatnot. Yeah. And I think everybody knows what to expect out of us. And if not, stick around, subscribe, and see what we got. So I'm going to throw it to you to kind of put a bow on it a little bit and talk to everybody about our community engagement, talk to everybody about our socials, have them set up.
One thing that we're looking for from you guys, like I said earlier, we're going to lovingly refer to you guys. I know a lot of people are like, it's Titan Nation and this, and we could have been like Sector Army. We want to call you guys a Sector Underground. We consider you guys our eyes and ears out there. We want to, if you have ideas, obviously you can post like right directly on our stuff, but if you just want to post something and hashtag something, you could @ the Titan Sector, hashtag Sector Underground. So that stuff gets collected all in one spot. We can see your ideas, your suggestions. We can make content bounce off of that. There's people out there. I mean, maybe we can find like guests. So we really, no idea is a bad idea. We're open-minded to it. Like I said, we want you guys to feel part of something as well. This is not just me and Van's show. We really want to strengthen the community, have a respectful community, want you guys to feel like you're a part of something special, that you can like feel safe and have fun and all that good stuff. So Sector Underground, hashtag Sector Underground. Make sure you use that for us so we can see all your comments and suggestions.
Totally. One thing I want to add to that too is really just the fact of how much we appreciate you guys already. That we put out, by the time this video comes out on June 1st, you guys have already been following us on X. We've received a lot of subs on our YouTube channel. And we really greatly appreciate that, man, because it excites us to know that you guys are not only excited, but behind us, just supporting us, whether you watch every second, whether you watch 5 minutes, you watch some of the hot clips that we post out. We don't care. We just appreciate you guys being there for us. And one thing we want to make sure that you guys do understand is that we're going to be consistent, because to us, like Ghost had mentioned, we're dads, we got families, we have schedules. So we want to respect your schedule, but we also want to put out consistent content on a schedule so that you guys know what to expect from the Titan Sector. When it's coming out, how long essentially that you're going to be invested when you watch our content. So we will bring more of that information out through our social media channels, most likely on X, probably closer to June 1st date. We'll let you guys know those dates. We're going to probably switch around some stuff from the off season to the season when the season happens, because there's obviously a different vibe when we have game days on Sundays. We don't have any game days right now on Mondays or Thursdays or any other day, just Sunday at noon, it seems like. But that's pretty much what we're going to do. So we hope you guys respect that and appreciate what we got. Ghost, you got anything before we close up episode 1?
Nope. Yep. Just appreciate you guys. Appreciate the likes and follows. Appreciate the interactions. Like and share those tweets. It helps us. It helps get bigger or whatever. I don't know that we're necessarily doing this for money or anything like that, but man, we would love to strengthen this community. That is the emphasis. That is the focus. That is the goal. So that's all I got to add.
Well said. So we're going to close it up, guys, on our first episode. And we so much appreciate you guys sticking around. For those of you that watched the whole episode or even watched a couple minutes, we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate the views. Like Ghost said, give us some ideas either in the comments of the YouTube section or use that hashtag, the Sector Underground. We appreciate that as well. Catch us next time on episode 2. And as always, this is Van and that's Ghost, and we appreciate you guys. Catch you next time.